That's Queen and Under Pressure. The time's 10:31. It's Friday the 22nd of May. You're listening to Dave Bull on The Breakfast Show. In the studio this morning, we're joined by Samaritans in Spain, and it's Edward Purcell, or is it Eddie Purcell? I'm not sure. Just Eddie. All right, and Eddie. Do you want to introduce yourself? Think I'll say hello to everyone.
Yeah, okay. Thanks very much, Dave. Firstly, thanks very much for having us on the show this morning. It's very kind of you. Glad to be here and see what comes out of it.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. So we all know about the Samaritans in the UK. What are the Samaritans, or who are the Samaritans in Spain, and what do they do?
Yeah, good question, Dave. Basically, we are a group of volunteers who provide confidential, non-judgmental emotional support to people who are experiencing feelings of despair and distress. And we're actually licensed by the Samaritans UK. So that's our primary role, Dave. Yeah.
Fantastic. And whereabouts are you based?
We're based in the Punta Marina shopping centre at Punta Prima. We have a charity shop there, and we also have a drop-in centre where people can come and have a face-to-face, whatever they want to do, yeah. And we also have a drop-in centre at the embassy in Madrid, the British Embassy in Madrid. We have 5 trained volunteers there as well, so that's where we're based, Dave. In the future, we'd obviously like to perhaps expand on that, but we'll see how it goes, yeah.
But you're at the end of a telephone anyway, so it's not a problem for travel for people. It's, as long as they can get hold of a telephone, they can talk to people.
Yeah, to be honest, Dave, yeah, we're available 24/7, 365 days a year at the end of a telephone, yeah.
And I know this might sound a stupid question, but are you busy?
Well, yes, we are, Dave. We receive on average about 50 calls a month, plus and rising.
Wow.
You say sadly, but it's a necessary, service, I think, yeah.
It's a fantastic service. I really, truly believe that. So 50 calls a month into where you are now. Has that grown over the last few years, or has that stayed much the same? Or
no, it's grown probably since the beginning of the crisis, Dave. It's probably grown by about 50%, I'd say.
And can I ask what most people are calling about? Is it financial troubles or things?
It's a complete mix, to be honest, Dave. It can be financial, it can be a result of the crisis in Spain, it can be a bereavement issue, could be medically related. Lots of people have problems, a whole raft of reasons. You just never know, to be honest, Dave. You just never know. So.
Well, it's fantastic work what you do. What we're going to do is play a little tune now, then we'll come back to Eddie. We're going to talk about motorbikes a bit later as well. He doesn't know that yet, but we will. Eddie, where do most of your calls come from?
Well, we assume it's Spain, Dave, but we're never sure. I mean, we don't write anything down and we don't ask any questions. But occasionally people do let slip or say where they are. And we've had a call from America. We've had a couple from the Canaries. But generally speaking, we assume they all come from Spain, Dave. Yeah.
And also, youngsters have problems too. And do you help youngsters? What can you do for those?
Well, yeah, I think that's been recognised for a long time now, but they have major problems, whether it be school-related, perhaps home-related, cyberbullying related or whatever, Dave. What we're doing now is we're making contact with lots of schools, particularly the international schools, and going along to talk to them and explain to them what we can do, etc., etc. And we're also targeting them on social media as well, like Facebook and stuff like that, because obviously that's what most people are involved in these days. So, yeah, you're right. We're doing what we can to help the youngsters now, yeah.
And I've witnessed myself, my son's growing up, and since the crisis, so many of them are not working. That it must affect them after a certain, for years people haven't been working since leaving school. Is that one of the problems that comes up too?
I think it probably is, Dave, to be honest with you. As you say, there's a very high unemployment rate, and youngsters, unlike perhaps adults who are more, who've grown up and who are more mentally developed, they can talk to their colleagues, their friends, but sometimes I think the youngsters just feel perhaps isolated. They don't want to let on to their peer group that they've got problems and stuff like that. And I think perhaps a lot of them suffer in silence, the youngsters. And as you say, the unemployment is massive. Where do they go? What do they do? So we're trying to target them to try and help where we can.
I think you're absolutely right about kids suffering in silence because, as you say, who wants their friends to know they're seeing a psychiatrist even or phoning the Samaritans? It's that sign of weakness, isn't it, that they don't want to display, which they absolutely need to do.
Absolutely, Dave, yeah, absolutely. And we want them to know that they can phone us in total confidence. We don't write anything down. We don't ask any questions, who they are, where they are, whatever. We'll just listen.
And that applies to everyone, I presume. They can contact you in total confidence. There's no comeback on them. There's no numbers kept or anything like that.
Absolutely, Dave. Absolutely, yeah, they can, yeah.
Great stuff. All right, we're going to play another tune, and then we're going to come back and find out how you can contact the Samaritans in Spain.
You're listening to Dave Ball on The Breakfast Show, sponsored by Coy's Rent-A-Car.
And we were just talking while the music was playing there and the adverts, and I was just asking Eddie, how the Samaritans finance themselves? Because I imagine it's an ongoing problem.
Yes, it is, Dave. We basically are a charity shop at Punta Marina in Punta Prima. That helps to sort of keep us afloat. In the past, we've been doing car boot sales and bucket shakes and all sorts of things, but it's mainly our charity shop now which keeps us afloat, with the odd donation here and there.
You could do with some donations then. I'll ask around the bar. We'll have a whip round. Steve's got plenty of money. He'd be all right. So how can people contact you then? What's the best way for people to contact the Samaritans?
People can contact us through the website, obviously. That's www.samaritansinspain.com. But we also have a Facebook page now. So if somebody just searches for Samaritans in Spain, they can leave us a private message on there. It's not monitored at night, though, the private messaging system, but they can get through to us on Facebook. And also, people can send us an email at pat@samaritansinspain.com.
Okay, well, I'll get all those details off you and we'll put them on our Facebook page after the show. So if anyone's listening, you don't need to write them down now. We'll get them to you after the show. How can people help the Samaritans? What can people do to help you guys?
We really want to increase our awareness. We want people to know that we are in Spain, Dave. So that there's a variety of ways. Obviously donations, but it's not all about the money, to be honest. It's about the awareness as well. For example, local groups or organisations could ask us along, and we can give them talks on who we are, what we do. There are so many groups and organisations now in various towns and communities. Loads of communities, urbanisations, towns, etc. have their own sort of websites now and community forums and all that sort of thing. So perhaps we could have our little logo. We have a nice little logo with our phone number on it. Perhaps it's a small file, perhaps that on their Facebook page or their community page or something like that. Newspapers could help us to fund our awareness campaign. Some of them kindly do, actually, to be fair, but we could do with a bit more of that. And I think that's probably about it, Dave. Yeah, there's various ways people can help us, yeah. Oh, there is a donation button on the website, just to let people know.
Well, these days with Facebook and I mean, the communication these days is a lot easier than it used to be. But we'll do our bit. All Abroad magazine, which I run, obviously, we'll get something in there, which we can carry on every single month to keep the awareness up and let people know where you are. We'll get something up on the Facebook page after the show, as I say, and we'll get you back in. It may be in about a month's time. Is that all right?
That's very kind of you, Dave. Yeah, every little helps, as they say. We really just want to make more people in Spain that we are here, and we're here for them 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Right. Well, that's enough about the Samaritans. Tell me about motorbikes. Then you're a bit of a biker. You weren't expecting.
I had a fear. I wasn't. No. For my sins, yes. Myself and a couple of colleagues started a motorcycle club 5 years ago here in Spain. And it's basically any type of bike, multinational club for everybody. No pressure on anybody. We post the where we go on the website, and people who can just turn up. And we have a lovely bunch of people, all nationalities, all ex-professions. We have ex-vicars. We have a vicar who's currently a vicar here in Spain. We have ex-engineers, motorcycle cops. We have just about everybody of every nationality and profession in the club.
Fantastic. Well, anyone who's got two wheels and an engine's a friend of mine. And you got a vicar there, so I guess he's revved up, is it? Boom, boom.
He's the most unlikely vicar you've ever met.
Basil Brush isn't dead. Thank you very much to Eddie Purcell from the Samaritans in Spain. We'll see him again in maybe about a month's time, but certainly very soon. And have a look on Facebook after the show for all those details for contacting Samaritans in Spain. Thanks very much, Eddie.
Thank you very much, Dave. Take care.